Welcome to Menopause Monday. So today I am talking about 5 things that might happen to your skin during menopause and also the ways to help you overcome them. So obviously it's linked to falling levels of estrogen, and I'm going to go over various factors that also sort of play into that, our sort of like liver health, our stress management, things that we can use to help them, and also things that you might have heard of that are supposed to help, but if you're not using them in the right way, they may actually be causing damage to your skin. So I'm going to cover that, sort of the 5 things in general today, and then next week I'm actually going to dive into itchy skin specifically in more detail, because that's actually quite a large subject. So obviously estrogen plays a role, lifestyle factors as always play a role. It's important to know that when our body is under any kind of stress, and as we go through the menopause, our nutritional needs are even more important to make sure that we're, serving our bodies adequately. It doesn't mean not having treats, it doesn't mean not having fun, it just means eating 80% of the time, using food as fuel. And obviously I'm not going to go into nutrition in a large part, but reducing alcohol, reducing processed foods, reducing or cutting out sugars, that sort of thing. Refined carbs, you want to get rid of those or lower your consumption and increase your consumption of more vegetables and more lean protein and healthy fats. Healthy fats are just so important for us. It's a complete misnomer that fat is bad for us. The wrong fats in too big a quantities are, but we need healthy fats for our mental health, for our skin, bones, cartilage. Fat is so important for us, our nervous system. But when we are going through, so if we're not like meeting our nutritional needs, one of the first things to go is the condition of our hair and the condition of our skin and the condition of our nails. And that's because they're not actually that important. We can still run away from an attacker and it doesn't really matter what our hair looks like. Same with our skin and our nails. So, while it's nice for us to feel confident about how we look, and I think as we get older, we lose that confidence. We sort of go through aging spurts. I don't know if you remember, if you've hit 40 already. I remember hitting 40 and thinking, my God, I looked in the mirror and the sort of day between being 39 and 40, it was just like, what's happened? And the same almost when I got to 50 as well. Not quite such a drop off because I went through the menopause relatively early. So I sort of went through those sort of 40 something years noticing, I thought I'd got like a hairy lip and I realized it was a deep wrinkle. And I'm actually not sure whether I'd have rather had the hairy lip or the deep wrinkle. I think in retrospect, I'd have rather had the hairy lip. But as we get older, our ability to hold the plumpness and the moisture in our skin decreases. So as estrogen falls, our ability to hold moisture into our skin falls. Also, our skin starts to get thinner. It starts to get drier. We become more prone to stress related issues. So for instance, when we're under stress and through the menopause, because of the sort of the movement of our hormones, we are naturally under more stress. The body is coping with more, as well as lifestyle factors like aging, caring for aging parents, empty nesting, changing of dynamics in our relationships. Just going through the menopause in and of itself is pretty stressful, particularly if you're struggling with high level symptoms or a lot of symptoms and you're not sleeping adequately. But histamine gets released into the body a lot when we're under stress. And of course, we know that histamine gives us those like allergic reactions. So the more we can manage our stress, the better the effect it will have on our histamine response, but also how our skin and our hair actually respond to that stress. You might find, I certainly noticed for myself when I was going perimenopausal and menopausal, as soon as my sleep or when I'm feeling more stressed, I will get ulcers on my tongue. I've never had ulcers before in my life. Okay, maybe the odd 1 or 2, but really rarely. And at the moment, or certainly when stress is more of an issue, and without going into too many details, there's a few stressors going on in the background. It makes, I notice it in my mouth straight away. I get more ulcers. Also, the lining of my mouth feels more sensitive. I don't know about you, I get quite dry eyes at times as well. And again, that's all related to the menopause and the falling levels of estrogen. So there are things that we can do to support our health, and I'm going to cover those in a moment. But I just wanted to let you know that a lot of the irritation that you might be feeling on your skin is largely due to the histamine that's being released into your body as a result of having higher levels of stress. Things that we can do to help moisturize our skin and help us manage to keep sort of the histamine lower. Obviously, stress reduction. So yoga, meditation, time out in nature, giving yourself grace. Something I talk about massively is just give yourself grace. This is a very transitory time of your life. Don't add more stress to a stressful life already by putting super crazy expectations on yourself. You're going through a phase of life that requires you to give yourself more grace. So give yourself grace. I boss you around, tell you, give yourself grace, because you will find your symptoms will be improved. You'll sleep better. You won't feel like a complete failure. We just need to be kinder to ourselves. Speak to yourself like you would speak to your best friend in a really loving manner, because what we say to ourselves in here, we hear as well. We're not deaf to all the negative stuff we say, so be very aware of that. So nettles are something that are fantastic for our skin. Now we're coming into spring. Nettles, if you can put some gloves on, but go and gather some nettles and make some nettle soup, you will benefit so much from that. So you can use nettle tea either internally or externally, topically. So you can either make nettle soup to eat, you can make nettle tea. So literally steep some stinging nettles in boiling water. When you boil them, you don't get the sting anymore. When I was younger, I used to take boiled nettles to school in a bag. Yes, my friends did look at me as though I'd dropped off another planet, but I don't know what it was. I quite liked boiled nettles. They're a bit like spinach. You can use boiled nettles instead of spinach or along with spinach in your vegetables. If you make tea, like I say, just drop some, steep some nettles into boiling water, and then you can either drink that, or you can actually use it as like a hair wash. You can use it on your skin. If you've got like spots or acne or cuts or grazes or burns, nettle tea is incredibly beneficial. It will help you heal, but it also helps to balance out your skin. So it's just beneficial on so many different levels. So I encourage you, don't see them as a weed, put them to good use, particularly when they're fresh. And you can also get nettle capsules. So nettle herb capsules, I think they're called, or dried nettle capsules. If you don't fancy actually going and foraging and getting your own, you can get herb capsules from the health store. Sea buckthorn oil is another really useful oil that you can use for your skin. Again, you can take it internally, or you can apply it topically. If you're applying it topically, you only need a tiny amount. Get it from a reputable seller. You can just literally smooth it on your skin, have a shower, have a wash while your skin's still damp, smooth a little bit onto your skin. It's going to absorb, but it's also going to be really nutritious for your skin. It's also really good for the scalp. So if you need to promote better hair growth, just sort of massage some into your scalp. You can even use it on like the ends of your hair, but again, just be careful not to overdo it, otherwise it'll look greasy. But sea buckthorn oil, for instance, if you put it on your hair, on your scalp before you go to bed, maybe put a towel on your pillow so you don't mess up your pillow, but then, shower it off in the morning, or just rinse it off in the morning. It's going to be really, really beneficial for your skin and for your hair as well. I also take 8 daily and adaptogen herbs. Now, adaptogen herbs are amazing for our health on every different level. They help us manage stress. They help us with our hormonal balance. I swear by them. That's why I take them every day. They're particularly good for the skin as well. So they have antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antiviral properties. They help to keep the skin looking youthful for longer. They help to protect the skin from free radical damage. So you can get them from your health food store. I drink mine in a daily shake that has also digestive enzymes and pre and probiotics, because it tackles gut health as well as hormonal balance and stress management. So that's how I take mine on a daily basis. But the ones I have are ashwagandha, cordyceps, reishi, chaga, maca, maytake, and astragalus. Did I say cordyceps? Schisandra is the other one. So those 8, they are absolutely ninja. But make sure, if you're trying to get them yourself, if you're getting them from the health food shop, make sure you get them from the current country of origin, like Peru, where they're grown above the vegetation line. That's how they get their adaptogenic properties. Don't buy them from China. They're mass produced at low level. They will not have the properties that you need to get from the, where they should be grown, where they're normally grown. They might be a bit more pricey, but if you're getting the bulk produced stuff from China, you're just wasting your money. You might as well just flush it down the toilet. So you go for the quality adaptogen herbs. If you want information about the ones that I take daily, like I say, it also has digestive enzymes, pre and probiotics. So it looks after our mental health, our gut health, hormonal balance, skin, hair, nails. In fact, I have to say, every winter before I started taking my adaptogen herbs daily, my nails would flake. I've not had flaking nails ever since. It is fun. And I mean, I've not got a mass of hair, but I've got a lot more hair, or a lot thicker hair and healthier hair than I used to have before I took adaptogen herbs. So on every level, I am walking proof that they work incredibly well. Now, you've probably heard about hyaluronic acid, and yes, it can help your skin look and feel more plump. It acts like a sponge, so it attracts water into it, and then it helps to plump out the skin. The thing you do need to be aware of with hyaluronic acid is, in and of itself, it's not sufficient to hydrate your skin, because particularly if you live in a dry climate and your skin is already dry, you'll find that if you put hyaluronic acid on your skin, because it acts like a sponge, if the climate around you is dry, it's actually going to take moisture out of your skin. So it can compound that drying and itchy feeling that you're getting. When you use hyaluronic acid, because it in and of itself, it's not bad, it does work, but you just have to use it in the right way. Make sure you use it straight after you've had a wash, so your skin is slightly damp. Put the hyaluronic acid on it, and then finish off with your normal moisturizer. That will help the skin to maintain that sort of plumpish look. It's a temporary fix as well. It's the sort of thing that you would have to use daily topically. It's just one of those, I think we hear bandied around, and often we think, oh yeah, hyaluronic acid, just bung it on, but you need to use it in the right way, and just be mindful of the fact that, particularly if you're in a dry climate, it's actually going to take the moisture away from your skin. The molecules of hyaluronic acid are too large to actually pass down into the deeper layers of the skin. So it's literally just doing a sort of a maintenance aesthetic, really. And yes, I just wanted you to be aware of that, because I think we all have this belief that hyaluronic acid is gonna solve all our skin issues, and actually, used wrongly, it's going to make your issues worse. You can also use things like coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, aloe vera on very dry skin or dry skin. I think there's two camps, isn't there? There's the camp that wants to go completely natural with their products, and there's a camp that thinks some of the sort of the more chemical but safe chemicals, if there's such a thing as is there a safe chemical, works. I think when you look at, say if you have a pot of moisturizer and you look at the ingredients, it's really hard to know sometimes, are all those going to be beneficial for my skin? I know the Environmental Working Group, they publish a list of safe products, so take a look at those. They'll give you a really good indication of the most popular products out there, that whether they're good or bad for you. Obviously avoid parabens. Akamuti is a brand that I've used in the past, and they're all natural. It's vegan, all natural products. I find that sometimes, for me personally, those products don't absorb into my skin as well as some other products. So I tend to use a mix. I have to say, personally, I believe in feeding the skin from the inside out. I think there's a certain amount of stuff that we can do topically to help reduce the sort of the lines and how our skin feels. But remember, by the time our skin's got to the surface, these are pretty much dead cells. So if we can nourish our skin from the inside, I think that's the best way forward. And then just use topical stuff to help keep it looking nice and feeling nice when it's on, once it's got to that, so this upper level. Hydration is ever so important. Water always, all the way. Make sure you're drinking. So weigh yourself in pounds and divide that in two. and that's the amount of fluid ounces, ideally, of water you need to be drinking a day. If you live in a hot or cold climate, you need to drink more. If you sweat a lot, you need to drink more. If you have a lot of hot flushes, you need to drink more. So just make sure that you're hydrating yourself really, really well. Make sure that you're feeding your body well. So like I said earlier, lots of green vegetables, or lots of vegetables. Try and eat the color of the rainbow. Fruit's good for you. Try and eat more vegetables than you do fruit, because fruit's also quite high in sugar, but fruit in and of itself is not bad. Make sure you eat the skin with the fruit, unless it's something like an orange or a banana. But fruit's incredibly good for us. It does get a bad rap. Lean protein is incredibly important for us. We need protein to keep that youthful appearance. Really, the reason we're getting more wrinkly and our skin's getting drier is obviously the stress response, but also just the falling levels of collagen and elastin. I also take collagen daily. I have it in fact, I have it with my adaptogen herb superfood shake, and it just sort of seems to tick the boxes. I am 51 years old. I've not had I don't have Botox. I've never had Botox. I don't have I don't do anything to my skin except for work out regularly, try and manage my stress, drink lots of water, and eat healthy. I use a normal moisturizer. I exfoliate my skin once a week. Oh, I've brought this out for you, because it's called, you can't see it ever so well, Nature Spell. I got it off Amazon. It's not expensive. It says wake me up face polish, brown sugar and coffee, and it's got sunflower oil, macadamia oil and shea butter. I think it's gorgeous. Now, I know if you talk to beauticians, a lot of them, and of course we don't want to scratch the surface of our skin, but a lot of them, it's really hard because they're all promoting their products. I also make a lot of beauticians will say use a chemical peel. Again, that's the chemical thing. Do you really want to use a chemical peel or a chemical exfoliator? I'm not entirely sure. I prefer to use natural stuff, like when things like exfoliating. I've also used to make my own, and the only reason I'm not doing it at the moment is I just can't be bothered. But I use neem powder, NEEM. Get that from the health food shop. It's just like a very fine powder, really, but when you combine it with oils and things like that, it sort of gives you a little bit of roughness. I sometimes add that with like my coffee grounds. Why not? And I make it all stick together with a little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of honey, and it makes this lovely smooth exfoliant, which is really soft on your face. Aloe vera gel. I also sometimes, so if I do like my own home exfoliator, I also might put some aloe vera on top. I have got aloe vera plants all around the house. They self-propagate so well. So like we've got a constant supply of fresh aloe vera, and literally just snip off one of the long leaves, crush it in your hands or squeeze it or put it in a bowl and chop it up, and literally just stick that stuff all over your face. It's quite gooey. If you have burns, it is absolutely amazing for burns, but it's really, really soothing. So if you suffer with psoriasis, rosacea, any sort of skin issues, maybe allow yourself a skin treatment session once or twice a week. Do an exfoliation, follow with like some aloe vera on your face, and just lie there and give yourself some grace. Deep breathing, stress reduction techniques, and your skin will benefit from it so much. I absolutely promise you. Again, we're always in such a rush, aren't we? It's just we really need to learn how to slow down. But aloe vera, it's great for the air quality in your house as well. So I know I'm lucky I live in Cornwall. The air quality down here is pretty fantastic. I used to have a cat. Well, I have thankfully still got a cat. I nearly didn't have a cat 4 times when I was living in Suffolk, because she used to have terrible asthma attacks in Cornwall. Since I've been here, 18 months, she's not had one. That says something, doesn't it? It must be the quality of the air that's enabled her to breathe better. So aloe vera, going back to my original point, will help improve the quality of the air within your house. Just buy one plant and then just split it up as it grows. Stick the new bit in some water, let it grow, develop some more roots, and then put it into a pot. That will then self-propagate. Honestly, they are rampant plants. So number 2 is thinning skin. We find that as we get older, our skin starts to get thinner. You'll probably notice it specifically on the backs of your hands, around your neck. You sort of start to get these lovely little fine lines and wrinkles. Colloidal silica. So it was 1972, which isn't that far away, was that's when it was recognized as an important element, or is recognized as one of our vital trace minerals in our body. It actually exists naturally. I think 0.05%, something like that, is present in human tissue, predominantly in our connective tissues. But colloidal silica, you can get it from the health food shop, is you can either take it internally or you can take it externally. And it's just really beneficial for our cartilage, our bones, our nails, our teeth, our skin. Again, it can be used to help with acne, to help reduce fine lines and wrinkles, to just help with the overall appearance of your skin. Number 3 is sagging skin. Again, it's loss of elastin and collagen. So if you're adding collagen into your daily diet, if you are, colloidal silica will also help to prevent the jowls that are forming. It's funny, isn't it? When I was like before 40, I used to think, oh, I'm not going to get jowls. It's not going to happen to me. It's like, sometimes I look like Deputy Dog. And sometimes I feel like I need a corset for my eye bags. We shouldn't pull it, should I? It's just the way life happens, unfortunately. But again, I mean, there are facial exercises that we can do to help support our face as well. Give me just a second. I'm going to find her. I thought it was Natalie Face Yoga Place on Instagram. So her Instagram handle is Face Yoga Place. She shares loads of different facial yoga exercises that you can do for free. I mean, we work out our body, don't we? Because we want to lift it. We want to have a rounded booty. We want to have lean, strong arms. We want to have a good posture. But we don't tend to do anything for our face. I'm as guilty of it as anyone else. For some reason, why do we do it? It probably take 5 minutes a day just to work our facial muscles to make them support our facial structure better. So maybe take a look at Face Yoga Place. I will link. I'll actually drop her handle. I'll mention her below, because check her out. She's been around for quite a while now. I love watching what she does. I wish I put it into practice. I don't. But there are things that you can do, like facial yoga. So again, we talk about collagen. We talk about feeding our bodies from the inside. Again, you need adequate amounts of lean, healthy protein. You also need healthy fats. The colloidal silica is going to help reducing stress, so that you're not stressing your body unnecessarily. Our liver also takes a bad rap during the menopause because there's so much going on. And when our liver is under stress, that's probably why you wait between 1 and 3 a.m. It's often when the liver's doing its job. And if it's having to work really hard, it's creating a lot of energy, which can then make you wake up. So if you're struggling with the sort of 1 to 3 a.m. wake up, it's likely to be your liver. Milk thistle, but not forever. You can take milk thistle as a supplement. Again, you can get that help from your health food shop. That is going to help support your liver health. And by supporting your liver health, you're going to help to support every other aspect of how you manage the menopausal symptoms. So do consider that as well. My next on my list is breakouts. So when we're going through the menopause, sorry, my dogs have just started to bark, which is incredibly annoying. When we're going through the menopause, our estrogen, our progesterone, and our testosterone, all our sex hormones are falling. But estrogen tends to fall faster, and progesterone, than testosterone. So in some cases, you may not have itchy skin, you might have breakouts, you might have greasy skin, oily skin. And that's because you've got more testosterone in your body at the moment. Again, just good skin hygiene is going to help. Salicylic acid is perfect if you've got greasy skin. Salicylic acid, you can see that it comes in, I see it mentioned in quite a lot of exfoliants and facial peels and things like that. But if you haven't got oily skin, you might find that is going to be too strong for you and actually might irritate your skin. But if you're struggling with acne and breakouts, salicylic acid is actually quite a beneficial thing to use for that. Also, lots of water. Increase your veggie intake. reduce the amount of processed foods that you're having, reduce or cut out sugar, refined sugars. You're going to find that will really support you if you're struggling with acne. Again, adaptogen herbs. Now, I work with a lady who spent thousands at Harley Street on her acne, and nothing really worked particularly well. And she drinks the same mix of adaptogen herbs and digestive enzymes as I do every day. Her skin is amazing. She doesn't do anything to it apart from, normal, regular, wash, moisturize. The adaptogen herbs or the digestive enzymes or the combination of whatever it is that she drinks and that I drink daily means that she has normal, healthy looking skin. I know somebody else also who struggle with a lot of milia, those little white hard things under the skin. So they're not like a proper whitehead, they're sort of under the skin. And I think you'd have to like prick them in order to get the white bit out, the white blob out. So that's called milia. Well, if you have those, again, I know somebody who had a lot of those, particularly around her eyes and her sort of tops of her cheeks. They've all gone since she was taking the adaptogen herbs that I take every day. And just the like how her skin looks, looks more glowy and radiant. I swear by the things. And I know I keep talking about them, and it's difficult for you to understand how strong they are if you've not had them, or how effective they are if you've not had them. But for me, they are my menopausal ninja on every different level. Stress reduction, mental health, gut health, skin health, hair health, nail health. I have people who've had thyroid problems. They're off their thyroid meds. I have people with fibromyalgia. They no longer have fibromyalgia. I have people who had diabetes type 2. They no longer have diabetes type 2. There is something magical in that stuff, but it works incredibly well. And then the fifth point is dulling skin. We've talked about exfoliation already. Do not over exfoliate because you will sensitize your skin. Look to do it about once a week. That's all I do. I use my nature spell or my homemade sort of sticky gooey concoction. Now you might think, oh yeah, but the stuff that I've got has got lots of oils in it. It has got lots of oils in it, but oil begets oil. You can even make your own home face wash. Again, when I make my own home face wash, it contains honey, it contains olive oil. I put rosehip oil in it. I put carrot seed oil in it sometimes. There's another couple that I use, and off the top of my head, I can't remember the other essential oils I put in it, but I wash with that. And the honey makes it gooey, so it's more like soap-like, so it sticks to your face better. And then you've got the oils in it too. Now, if you're trying to wash off makeup, I just use a couple of versions. I use this oil a couple of times with warm water and then just wash it off. When you wash your face like that, actually you don't really even need moisturizer afterwards, and it doesn't leave your skin greasy. Like I say, oil begets oil. Oil makes oil come off. If you put water on top of oil, you can see it sort of sits on the top, but oil with oil actually mixes with oil. So when you're putting clean, fresh oil on your face, it's mixing with the old sebum. And when you wash it off, yes, your skin feels like, you might want to say it feels oily. I call it like smooth and polished like, but when you dry it, once you've dried your skin feels amazing. Now, I wouldn't recommend that if you've got greasy skin, but if you've got normal to drying skin, I would recommend make your own facial wash. It works really, really well. The only reason I'm not doing it at the moment is because I can't be bothered, and I've just been really busy. But as soon as I get back into my more sort of, the springtime for me is the time when I actually make all my lotions and potions, and I get really on board with it. I can feel it sort of starting to happen again. Now I'm getting a little bit more energy. The sun's coming out and it just looks lovely. And I'm getting that sort of spring clean feeling. I highly recommend to try it. Just literally honey, olive oil, rosehip oil is fantastic for the condition of our skin. If you understand it, you can Google what essential oils are good for skin care or how to make my own skin wash. But I use honey as a basis with a combination of oils, and I wash with that with warm water. I only ever wear mascara. I don't wear other makeup. I don't wear foundation. I don't wear anything. Carmex on my lips. That's all I use for my lips. I don't do anything else. So if I wore a lot of makeup, I would probably have to use a makeup remover first. My mascara is water based or whatever it's called. It comes off easily. And so it's not like I've got a major issue when I use my oil begetting oil face wash, but it works incredibly well. So I hope you found that helpful. I will be diving into itchy skin in more detail next week. If you've got anything you want me to cover specifically, send me a message. I really love getting your messages. I love reading your comments. If you found this helpful, maybe leave me a comment below. It'd be great to hear what your thoughts are on the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button that side, I think, or I don't know, what do they all do? Subscribe so that you don't miss out on future episodes, and I will stop taking the mickey out of myself soon. Make it a great week, stay safe, and I'll catch you soon.